Hey everyone, so in this particular video, you are going to learn how you can deploy a MERN stack application in Render from scratch step by step. So if you have followed my previous video, so in that particular video, I have implemented a e-commerce application from scratch. So if you haven't watched that particular video, I'll highly suggest please complete that first and then you can watch this deployment video because all the things will be related with each other. I'm pretty sure that all of you basically faces issues while deployment, especially in the MERN stack. So in this video, we are going to cover all the things that you need to know. And one very important concept also you are going to learn in this particular video. So let's see how we are going to do that. Before starting the video, I just want to announce one more thing is that you can see that as many of you actually requested to create a Hindi channel, so because of that I created one more channel. So in this particular channel I will be creating videos on Hindi, although my Hindi is not that good, but I will try my best. So if you're interested, I will leave the link in the description. You can subscribe to this channel also. Alright, so let's go back. So here what I've done, right? So you can see that I have all my repository here and then I have this MERN e-commerce application, right? So I just clone this in my local and then I just remove the Git and everything. So what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to create one more repository here just to show you all the things that how we are going to deploy it, because you are going to face a lot of issues and each and everything I'm going to discuss that why that issue occurs and how you can basically fix that. Before doing all of this, the first thing what I'm going to do, right? If you notice that in my application, I added all the things like Mongoose URL, then Cloudinary config, the PayPal configuration and everything. And we haven't used any environment variable and everything, right? So the first thing we need to change all of this and convert all of this using our environment variable. So now here what I'm going to do, right? So let's do it step by step. First we'll go to server and here I'm going to create a .env file. Okay. Similarly inside this client I'm going to create another .env file. Two things. Now in this env file what we are going to do, right? We need to basically replace all of these that hard-coded values with our env variable. But for that, if I go to our package.json, you can see that we have this .env package that we have installed, but we need to use this one on the root level. So to use this, what you need to do, right, you can go to your server.js file and here what you can do, simply just on top of it you take require and then we'll do .env, and this .env will give you the config property. So what will happen, right? It will automatically read all the environment variables that you have created for your application. So let's do step by step. First, I'm going to start with the Cloudinary one. So I'm going to create 3 environment variables, one for cloud name, API key, and the API secret. So let's go to our env file. I'm going to close everything for now, and we'll do here Cloudinary API key. Next we are having the cloud name also. Okay, so we need to do Cloudinary cloud name. Then we are having the Cloudinary API secret. So we have the secret key, right? So we'll do API secret, and then we are going to replace all this. So I'll copy this and then paste it here. Similarly for this one, and also we're going to do the same for our API secret. Save it and let's go here and replace all this. So we'll do process.env dot. So I'm going to copy this and paste it here. Let's copy this one from here and replace this one with Cloudinary API key, and this will be API secret, right? The similar thing we need to do for our PayPal also. So here we need to just replace our PayPal client ID and client secret. So you can go here and let's create 2 more. So I'm going to do PayPal. So we have the client ID. So we do client ID and we'll do PayPal client secret. So now let's copy this and then we'll paste it here, and similarly we need to do for our client secret also, right? So now let's save it and let's replace it here. So I'm going to remove this and change it to process.env PayPal client ID, and this will be process.env.PayPal client secret. Okay, now next thing what we are going to do, if I go to our server.js, you can see that wherever we are using this any static data, now this is, I'm giving example from this particular project. Now this is in general for applicable for all the projects that you'll be creating. So now I'm going to copy this. So this will be my MongoDB URL, right? So I'll do Mongo URL and I'll paste it here. Now let's copy this on here and we'll just replace it with this. We'll do process.env.mongo URL. Next we have this port, so again we'll copy this and then we'll change the port to 5000. Alright, and then we'll go to here and you can see that we are using this app.use, which is our origin. This origin is what? This is our client side URL that we'll be getting, right? So we need to replace it. For now I'm going to copy this and we'll do client URL, and you can also give client base URL and you can replace it with this. And let's go here and we'll do process.env.client base URL. Right now, this will be enough? Not yet. We need to do one more thing. Let's go to our controller and you can see that we have our shop and then we have our order controller. And if you go here, right, you can see that we have this PayPal redirect where we are redirecting to the client URL. So here you need to also replace this. So I'm going to change this, and this part here I'm going to change this one to the process.env.client base URL, correct? And the similarly we need to do for this one. So let's copy this and we are going to paste it here and save it. Alright, so for now these all the server side static hard-coded values that we have used, correct? Now what we need to do, the similar thing we need to do for the client side. So if we go to client side and let's go to store first, and if you go to any of the slices, right, so I'm going to close everything else for now. You can see that we are using this localhost 5000, which is our server side URL. So now this URL we need to change, correct? So now I'm going to copy this part from here. Let's do one thing. Let's copy this localhost 5000 and then I'm going to search it in my client folder. So I'll do find in folder and then search it here. And you can see that we are using in 31 places. Now what we need to do, so first we need to go to our env here and I'm going to give this one as API URL. Okay, now here the only difference is that because we are using wheat, so we need to change this one to wheat API URL. So this wheat prefix we need to give, and here I'm going to just copy this part. So we'll copy this from here and then we'll paste it here. So how we are going to change this, right? So that is the thing. To use this each and every places, what we are going to do, right? So let's start from the first. So we'll go to image upload and you can see that first we are going to convert each and everything to template literals, and then I'm going to just replace this part with, we need to use import, and this import will be .meta.env, right? And here we need to basically use that wheat API URL that we are using. So this again, you need to give this wheat prefix here or else it will not work, and this will be import.meta.env.wheat API URL. The same thing we need to do for all the 30 places, right? Then only it will work. So what I'm going to do, right, instead of, because this video will be long, so instead of writing, so I'm going to just replace all this and I'll just fast forward this particular section. Alright everyone, so you can see that I just replaced all the static hard-coded localhost 5000 to this import.meta.env.wheat API URL, right? So now everything is done. So all the environment configuration is done. So what I'm going to do, right, first, so let's go to our git ignore, and here I'm also going to add, so I don't want to push my environment file also, so I'm going to add this. Similarly for our server we should have the git ignore, and here we have already added this. So now what I'm going to do, right, I'm going to push this code in our GitHub. So I'm going to create one temporary folder for this, and then we are going to deploy this one in render. So let's say how we are going to do this. Alright everyone, so let's go to my GitHub go to repository, and then I'm going to create a new, and then here what I'm going to do, right? So let's give this one as MERN e-commerce deploy to render. Okay, we'll keep this one as public, and then I'm going to create repository, and then here I'm going to copy this origin. Let's open another terminal. So I'll initiate a git here. Alright, and then I'm going to do like add all the changes, and we'll do all changes added, commit this, and then I'm going to connect our origin, and then we are going to publish this. Okay, so this is done. So now what we're going to do, right? So let's refresh this. So our code is now added. Now let's go to our render dashboard. So you need to go to this render.com, and you need to create a account, and here you need to create this new here. So let's create on this, click on this new, and see, to deploy the backend you need to select this web service. To deploy the front end you need to select the static site. So click on web service. Now you can see that we have some like MERN e-commerce deploy to render. So these options we need to, or basically you need to connect to your GitHub repository. So I'm going to select this and click on connect. Alright, now here you need to give all the options, like what are the things that you are going to use. So first what we need to give, we need to give a root directory. So from where it will pick. So where is our server side code present, right? So we have a server side code in the server folder. So let's go here, and then I'm going to give here server build command you need to give. So here simply give npm install, right? And what will be the start command, means from which file your code will be getting served. So in our case it will be server.js. If you're giving this one as index or some different name, you need to change it accordingly. So here you'll give node, and you'll give server, this will be node, and this will be server.js, right? So these three things you need to give. Select free, and then you need to add the environment variables. So we'll do add from env, and then I'll go here, and let's go to our server side. We have a env file, and I'm going to now copy all these, right? And then we will just paste it here. Let's create add variable, so it will automatically create all this. And now just click on deploy web service. So deployment will be automatically started, and once this is done, then also you need to do a couple of things, but I'm going to show you a very interesting thing that will happen because of our the code or logic that I've written, and we need to basically fix it in a different way. So let's see how we are going to do that. Alright, so you can see that our build is now successful. Now once this will be live, then we'll start deploying our front end. Alright, so now the service is now live. So you can see that this is our service URL. So now what we need to do, right? Let me just copy this, and then we'll click on new, and then click on static site, right? So here you need to give all your front end related configurations. I'm going to select this here, connect, and then here root directory will be what? It will be client, because that is the folder name that we have given here. So if I go here, right, we have a client, and after this will be npm install npm run build. This is your build command, and where you want to publish the directory. So I'll do here dist folder, okay? And then you need to add your environment variables. Now in the client side, what environment variables you need to add? You need to add this vite API URL, correct? So I'm going to just paste the value, and then I'm going to copy this, because this will be your API URL that is needed, and I'm going to add this vite API URL. Alright, so this is done, and now I'm going to do deploy static site. So now the deployment will be started, but after this there are a lot of things we need to do, and I'm pretty sure you will also face this kind of issues. So those things we are going to solve in this video only, that what kind of issues we generally face in our deployment and how to fix those. Alright, so the site is now live. Now let's go here. So I'm going to go to this. So it's going to the auth login, everything is correct. Now I'm going to show you very interesting thing what is happening here. So now let's do register, and I'm going to give some name here. So I'll do John123. We'll do John123@gmail.com, and I'll do 123456. Now go to network and let's click on sign up. So we are getting some error, right? So you see we are getting a CORS error. Now why this is happening? Now this is the first kind of error that you will get. See, the reason is happening because you need to update your front-end URL to your backend environment variable also. Now why is that? See, if you go here in environment, you see there is a client base URL that is configured to HTTP localhost 5173. So what you need to do? Now you need to go to your dashboard, right? Then you need to go to this web service, go to environment variables, and then do edit, and then edit the client base URL. See this? And then you need to change this one to, sorry, not this, but we need to change this to this URL, right? So this is the first step. So now I'm going to paste it here and remove this slash. So this is our client URL. So now save changes and deploy. Right, so now let's go to our events. So deployment is now started. So once this is done, so this is one of the issues that you might think, okay, why it is not working, why the CORS error is coming. So if you are getting any CORS error, you need to solve it like this. The reason is because you already have configured CORS origin here, right? So it will not allow until unless you will configure that particular URL, right? So this is the first thing. Now let's say what are the next kind of issues that we are going to basically face and how to fix those. Alright, so service is now again live. Now what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to remove this from here. Again, I'm going to refresh this page. So you're getting this, go to register. Again, I'm going to give the name. So I'll do John1234@gmail.com. I'll give 123456, and now let's click on sign up. See what is happening now. So it's 200, it's working, but definitely it will not work. There are other issues also you are going to face. So I'm going to now paste this 123456. Now click on sign in. So it's going to the home page. This is fine. This is the banner is not coming because I think what I've done, right? I just pushed my DB URL, but I think some of you actually use this and by mistake you delete all of this. I don't know why this is not coming, but this is not the issue. Now what I want to do, I want to go to my application. See, there is a cookie and there is a token. Now very interesting thing will occur here, and that I'm going to show you that what is happening. Okay, first let's go to the products page. See, I'll refresh this page. Okay, notice what is happening here. Refresh this. See what is happening. First of all, it's coming not found. This is one thing, that page is not getting found, and this is a routing issue that you will face if you don't rewrite the routing logic in your render dashboard. So this is one of the issue. Second issue, you are noticing that token is getting vanished from here. Now this is a very interesting thing. Now how to fix this? Now to first of all, what is the problem that you need to understand? So let's go here in this community post. You can see that what is happening, sending cookie is not getting set on front end or basically on page refresh. You know what is the reason? The reason is because what you are doing, you're deploying this on a public suffix. So this render.com or versal.com, these all are public suffix. So if you go here, right, so this is entry on the public suffix list, and this will not give you to access any cookies across subdomains because you have a front end domain and a back end domain. So what you need to do, you need to either pay for a custom domain. So that is one of the option, and then you need to configure your custom domain, or else we are going to do in a different way. That is very important, and for that we need code changes. So that is the reason I told you, right, we need to do all of this step by step. Now I'm going to do that changes, but before that we need to do a change, and that is, you see we are getting this not found, and the reason why this is happening. So let me go here and I'll go to this static site, and here I'm going to this redirect and rewrites, and here you can see that what I'm given the source, which is this, and this will be my index.html. so this you need to rewrite so that every time you refresh the page, it will automatically pick from that particular route the content. So let me just paste it here, and then I'm going to use the same in our for that particular dashboard also. So now let's go to my dashboard, let's go to my static site, go to redirect and rewrites. We need to add a rule, and then I'm going to copy this, paste the source, and this will be my value which will pick from my index.html. And you need to do this one as rewrite, not redirect. Okay, save changes, and now I'm going to do manual deploy, clear build cache and deploy. So now again it will start deployment. So let's go to events, the deployment, it started. This will take some time. After that you will see that you will not get this issue, like this page is not found issue, but you will get a different thing, that token will be getting vanished. So that also we are going to fix. So let's wait for some time. Alright, so site is now live once again. So now let's go to this page, and I'm going to sign in using this. Okay, let's go to products page, go to application, and if I go to my session storage and then come back, cookie, you can see the cookie is not set only. If I now refresh this page, see the page is not getting 404, but the cookie is not getting set here. Right now, this is another interesting thing that we are going to fix. The first thing we are going to fix step by step. So now let's go to my code here, controllers, let's go to auth. Now these things you should know, these things are very important, like you will face this thing. The first thing what I'm going to do, right, if I go here where we are doing the setting the cookie, see here we are having secure is false. First I'll make this one as true, and then I'm going to save it. Let's go here, and then I'm going to do changing cookie config. Obviously this will not work, this is not the motive, but I just want to show you all the things. Then I'm going to commit this, push the changes. Now this will automatically trigger deployment here. So if I go to my dashboard, right, see this web service will be automatically deployed if there is a code changes. Wait for some time. See, it's deploying now. So let's go here, go to events, and then let's click here. Alright, so I think this is done. Let's go to dashboard and let's see. So this is now live. So I'm going to now again refresh this page, and then let's click on sign in. See, cookie is now getting stored, right? Previously it was not storing, but again if I refresh this page, see what is happening. See, cookie is not there. So this is the issue now we need to fix. Now for that there are two ways you can do that. Again I told you that you need to either buy a custom domain, or from the code side what you're going to do, right, instead of storing the cookie, you're going to pass that cookie in the front end, and then every time you do this request you are going to get that cookie from session storage, and then based on that we are going to authenticate the user. So let's see how we are going to do this. So now this will be a code change, but again I just want to show you that why these kind of issues are happening and how you can fix it. It's very important. Alright, so here you can see that we are setting the cookie, right? So what you're going to do, right, instead of setting the cookie here, I'm going to just comment out this part, and then we're going to simply do res.json, and here we are going to pass success as true, message we will pass like logged in successful, and then here we are going to pass the token, right? So this token we are passing as a response, and the rest of the things will be same. So I'm going to copy this, all this, and then we'll pass it here, user, and let me just comment it out. Also will give a status of 200. So this is the one change we are doing. So instead of storing the token, we're passing the token, and then once we'll receive it here in our front end side, so where we are consuming. So if I go to my source store auth slice, and you can see that here we are doing the check auth, but before that we need to do some more changes. First I'm going to take a token property here, so it will be null. And then once I'll get, or basically do the login, and the login is successful or fulfilled here, I'm going to do state dot token, which will be action dot payload dot token, right? And also what we're going to do, we need to basically store this token in our session storage. So I'll do session storage dot set item, this will be token, and this will be json.stringify, and I'm going to pass the action.payload.token. So this is the first thing, and if it is rejected, that time I'm going to do state.token will be null, right? So now this is the second changes. Now what will be the next change? In this check auth, where we are basically passing the with credentials and everything, so now what we need to do, right? We need to basically pass the token as a authorization. This is very important. So in this method we are going to get this. So I'm going to just copy this and comment it out for your reference, and then because if you want to use the token, you can cookie, you can use this one if you have any subdomain. In that case I'm talking. So here you will receive the token, and here what we are going to do, right? So in the header we are going to pass the authorization, right? And in this authorization I'm going to pass a bearer token. So do BEARER, and here I'm going to pass this token, and we can remove this part. So we'll pass the bearer token here. Now this token where we'll receive, so this token we are going to receive in our auth middleware here. So previously in the auth middleware we are receiving the token, right, like this from our cookies, but now we need to get it from our header. So how we are going to get it? So again I'm going to just copy this part, comment it, and then I'll create one more instance for your reference. So here I'm going to do here something like auth header, and this will be request dot headers, and here we are going to pass the authorization. So we'll do authorization. Okay, so here we are going to get the token. So we'll do const token, and this will be auth header that we are having, and auth header dot split. So we are going to split with space and then take the first property. Now if this is the case, then in that case what we are going to do, we will basically do the same thing whatever we are doing previously. So this part is done. So now what we need to do in this check auth, so from where we are calling the check auth, from our app.jsx. So from here, so here we are going to get the token from the session storage. So do const get, or let's do token, which will be json.parts, and we'll do session storage dot get item, and I'll get the token, and this token I'm going to pass it here. So this part is done. So now this will save the token in the session storage instead of the cookie, and then we are going to receive it. Now what we are going to do, second thing, we need to do one more change, and that is we are going to create one more action here, and that action will be to reset token and credentials. So when we'll do logout, that time we are going to reset everything. So we'll do state dot is authenticated will be false, state dot user will be null, and state dot token will be also null. And this reset token and credentials we are going to pass here in our action. Now from where we are doing the logout, so if I search here, right, in our client folder, we'll search for logout. So you can see where we are using. So we'll do on click here in our header. So you have an admin header component, also you have the shopping view. In this header component also we are having the logout, I believe. So we'll do logout. So you can see that we are having the logout here also. So we'll do logout user. So in this part now what we are going to do, right, we'll comment it because we no need to call this logout for now. So we'll just dispatch our reset token and credentials. We are going to do session storage dot clear, and then we are going to navigate the user to our auth login page, right? So these three things we'll do. Save it. Same thing we are going to do in our admin view header also. So we'll do logout. So we'll do handle logout, and here I'm going to paste it, comment it, this one, and then we are going to also need our navigate. So we'll do const navigate. So we'll do use navigate, and let's save it. So now first let's check in our local that what is happening. So now if you notice, right, if I just go to inspect, go to first I'll do sign in, and let's go to our application, go to session storage. Okay, so you're getting null here, This is interesting. Okay, first let me log out first, refresh this page. So I'm going to clear this token for now, and then I'm going to just sign in here. See, now this token is getting stored in our session storage instead of cookie, and every time I'll refresh this page it will work as it is. And then if I just log out, so it's going to this page. Now you will not be able to go to that page. So if I try to go to the shopping view, right, so it will be going to the auth login page. So this is one of the way that you can fix it. So now I'm going to just push all of this. So to change cookie logic to session storage. If you have, again I'm repeating, if you have your custom domain, then you no need to do that. Okay, you no need to do all these changes, it will work. Or else like you need to do a lot of complicated steps. So that's why I thought it would be better to fix it like this only. And I'll push these changes, and now all the changes will be pushed and it will automatically redeploy. So you can see that this static site will be redeploying, and also both will be deploying. Once this is done, then we'll be able to see the changes. See, both are getting deployed. Let's wait for some time. Alright, so now both are deployed, right? So now let's see whether this is working or not. Okay, so I think now this should work. So let's go to our static site and then go to this and see what is happening. Now I'll go to inspect, go to application. So we don't have anything here. In the cookies also I don't have. Now I'm going to sign in. So now this is 200. Go to application, go to session storage, there is a token, go to products. Now refresh this page. See, you will be on this, in this page only, right? So now this will work. Open, details are coming and everything. If you filter, it will work. Go to MERN, this is working, right? Go to search, and then let's try for product. You're getting results. If I add to cart, this is added. If I add from here, this is also added. Go to checkout and everything is working fine. So now I think the deployment is completed, right? So see, lot of things we have done, quite a few code changes also you have to do based on the things. Like, again I repeated, right, if you are using cookie and you don't have any subdomain, so these public these websites that you will be using for your deployment like Render or Vercel, they will not allow to store your cookie, or basically they will restrict the access to cookies across subdomain. So either you need to create a custom domain, or the best approach will be, because you're using free for your learning purpose, you can basically pass that token, store it in the session storage, and every time you'll pass it in the headers instead of getting it from the token. So that's all for this particular video. I hope you like a lot of things. If you like it, give a like, comment down, and please subscribe to my channel, and also don't forget to subscribe to my Hindi channel also. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, good luck and peace.